Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Excalibur Roundtable Extended Tech Talk. I'm Mike Fuson from Excalibur, and I'm joined today by Tom Petley from HaloITSM. Tom, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Mike. Thanks a lot for having me back.
It's always great to get together and talk about all things Excalibur and Halo. One of the things that has come up that we've talked about with a lot of customers and we get a lot of inquiries about is the implementation process of implementing an initial Halo platform and then kind of the ongoing care and feeding and growth of the Halo platform within an organization. Now, here in North America, Excalibur is one of Halo's partners, and we work very closely together. And one of the things that's been kind of unique for us here at Excalibur is kind of the way Halo interacts with not only their partners but the customers. In that, really, to the customer, it'd be hard to tell unless you look at email addresses who's from Halo and who's from Excalibur, because we work collaboratively as a team to deliver the right solution to the customer.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of them. It's we always talk about it as like a project team when we're kind of doing projects together. And there's various roles that kind of Halo and Excalibur fill differently. So we talked a bit about this before, where Excalibur have got vast experience in implementing ITSM solutions and kind of service management solutions. There's a lot of expertise that go around that, which the customers all benefit from massively. Kind of knowing the different industry kind of quirks of different kind of whether it's energy or finance or kind of health, just understanding exactly kind of the different kind of quirks of each industry. And with the Halo team, you obviously got that experience as well in the industry, but we bring to the table a wealth of product knowledge. It's our product. We have this great knowledge of exactly how to kind of map those processes into Halo ITSM. So you kind of get the best of both worlds working together. It's a partnership that I'm sure you'll agree works really well on the projects we've worked together on.
Absolutely, and to give customers an idea of what an implementation looks like. So typically, once we've engaged, we've done the demos of the solution. Every customer that sees it loves it. And we talk through whether Halo is the right fit, because it's not the right fit 100% of the time. 99% of the time it's the right fit, but not 100% of the time.
Mhm.
We both collaboratively want to make sure that Halo is the right fit for our customer organization. Once we're all in agreement, hey, this is a great fit, we put together a statement of work. And typically within that statement of work and the way Excalibur has delivered solutions to customers for over 20 years now, is we have a design process that goes on in the front of any implementation. So we're going to work with the customer to talk through the process areas that are in scope, and that could be incident and service request in the customer portal, the service catalog, knowledge, problem, change. That might be a kind of a typical implementation of core IT service management processes. And for some customers, we're throwing in employee onboarding. Other customers, we may have a CRM concept. We have one we're working on right now where we've got supplies and inventory that was a key item for that particular customer. And so we'll go through the design to understand, okay, what do we have where we're starting out of the box? There's a lot of great out of the box content. The processes are aligned with ITIL best practices. But there are adjustments because every organization works a little bit differently. There's a key piece of data that needs to be collected. Or when we're talking about incidents and service requests, there may be for a particular type of incident or service request, additional details that we want to collect. And so we're going to go through and we're going to be able to collect and understand all of those requirements, understand approval requirements, or whatever the customer's needs are, get those all documented into a requirements matrix. And what Excalibur uses is we use Azure DevOps to be able to get all of those requirements up and have visibility between the Excalibur Halo team and the customer team to understand what those requirements are. And then we get our project plan put together, start executing on the delivery, and each delivery is going to be a little bit different. For some customers, it's from the two extremes. It's a turnkey delivery where the Excalibur and Halo teams are turnkey delivering that based on the requirements as approved. And all the way on the other extreme might be teach you to fish, where the customer is intimately involved in every aspect of the implementation. Most of them fall kind of somewhere in between those two extremes, but we're going to ensure that those core requirements are met. The system is stood up, training is then delivered, and that's training to technicians. It could be training to customers, training to the administrators, whatever training we've all agreed is in scope. And then we go live, and everybody's able to start using the solution. Now, what we found is Excalibur, for many of the customers we've worked with for a decade or more in many cases, is the solution is going to continue to grow. As you use the solution, there are going to be minor tweaks that our expectations, we're going to train an administrator to be able to make those minor enhancements. And then we may get re-engaged for onboarding a new process. Could be onboarding another group within the organization that wants to leverage a service management type process, or it could be bringing on other processes that the customer can deprecate systems that they'd have to build integrations for and bring it all in one cohesive. But the Halo team are customer driven. They want to be able to be involved because there are opportunities that come up where something that a customer would like or something that might make the product better. It's pretty great
Absolutely.
now, but we can make it even better. Will come up. And for example, Tom and I, before we jumped on to do our recordings today, we're talking about something that could make a difference in the solution, could make certain things a little bit streamlined. It's not difficult to do as it is now, but there's ways to make it even easier. And that's one of the things that we found with Halo is kind of hearing that customer input and looking at how customers are using the system. That's really what drives all of your innovation. What do the customers want? We did a whole video on this, just a few weeks ago on really the customer first aspect of Halo. But that's why Halo is involved in working with Excalibur and helping to ensure that every delivery is a success. And every delivery, and we always have Halo backing us up because there are things sometimes that a customer wants, and we need to get creative in how we deliver that solution. And we know we've got just a quick video call away is the team at Halo to put both of our heads together and say, how do we deliver this solution for a customer? So the process is pretty standard for what most customers would expect for an implementation of a technology platform. It's not anything different than what most of you have experienced in the past. The difference is that you've got the partner and the vendor working collaboratively together to ensure that you are successful in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with everything you said there. Yeah, it's quite a standard process that kind of everyone's used to. It's tried and tested. It works. I think maybe the only slight difference is that, like you say, that kind of workshop style approach that we sometimes go for, depending on kind of what the customer requires. I think that's something that's slightly less traditional, where it used to be that you designed it and then, I don't know, you'd go away and kind of build something, and then a couple of weeks later you'd go and show it. I think more recently it's maybe driven by that kind of agile approach that just the whole of the technology industry has gone by, where we like to kind of maybe push those workshops where we actually build in front of the customer and with the customer. So you can actually see what's going on and how things are built. I think it's just a really, really quick way of learning, and so you don't necessarily have to learn from a textbook or from a kind of a training session. At the end of the project, you can actually see things as you go, and depending on how far the customer wants to get into it, we may even say, okay, we built this one workflow together. You go ahead and build this workflow for this other service request or something. then we'll go and review it in the next session. There's various ways we do it, and it's something that, yeah, just working with Excalibur and ourselves, like I said before, you get that best of both worlds. You get all that, those 20 years, was it you said, Mike? 20 years of experience.
20 plus, as all I'll say. I'll admit to.
You get that kind of rich knowledge that we can bring to the table.
Well, and the entire approach is agile. So even if it was delivered turnkey, where the customer wants us to carry all of the water, we take an agile approach to it. We're going to build in sprints, and we're going to do demos, and we're going to ensure that the system is shaping up the way that the customer needs. Because, you know, what you envisioned when you talked about it and workshopped on it, and the way it's delivered, there might be slight adjustments that need to be made. But it's always a very collaborative effort between Halo and Excalibur, helping with the delivery, and the customer, making sure that they're getting delivered the solution that they need to best serve their organization. And so it's always fun, and it's something that's a little different for Excalibur. You know, over the years, in a lot of cases, you know, the once everybody's trained up and capable of delivering, you know, we're kind of off on our own doing the delivery, and it's been great because we always have Halo resources available to engage and do the delivery. And it's Halo's model, and it's worked great for the many. You know, we've been involved in so many deliveries just in the short time. You know, over the past 12 to 18 months. You know, number of deliveries, and there's a whole bunch on deck that we're working on together as well, for customers large and small, complex and less complex, and you know, making sure that their Halo platform is going to do the things that they need to do, and set them up to be able to grow that platform as their organization continues to evolve. So it's exciting. As always, thank you for joining me today. It's great to talk and share and help customers understand we're all here to help them be successful.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me, Mike.
All right, great. And to those that are watching, reach out to the team here at Excalibur Data Systems. We'd love to share the GUI goodness that is HaloITSM with you. Hit our website. You can sign up for a free, fully functional trial right from our website, and you'll reach out to our team. We're happy to do that hands-on demo and get into the details of how Halo can make a tremendous difference for you. We look forward to catching you next time. Thanks, everybody.